This podcast is brought to you by SpringfieldGear.com. Visit SpringfieldGear.com to get all of your latest 10th Planet Springfield gear, Rocky Woods Farm gear, the studio at 10th Planet Springfield gear, and coming soon, lightsabers, jokes, and more gear.
Okay, let's get started. Hey, this is your host, Sentai Kibanillo, with my co-host
And producer.
and
And
keyboard operator
father.
yeah, Patrick Cabadola.
All right, Tay, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, what are the
It's
questions?
been a while since we've recorded, and this is our first time recording in the studio.
Yeah, so
Can you lift up that microphone so you're talking right into it? There you go.
Dad, what questions have we brought in now?
I wrote down some questions here when we were watching the latest Star Wars movie. So we'll start with those and see where the conversation goes. All right. Tell me a little bit about the Sith Wayfinder. The first time I heard about this was in, what was the last movie called?
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
A Sith Wayfinder is a compass that leads to a world of Exegol, the first known home of the Sith. I've heard of 3 different homes.
Wait, say that name again. Exegol?
Exegol.
Okay.
I've heard of 3 different ancient homes of the Sith. One is Moraband. Second one is Malachor. But Exegol was a very new one to me when I first heard about it.
Okay. Do you know anything else about it?
Exegol is where the Emperor went to after he died.
Emperor Palpatine?
Yes. The late voice of his revenge call was very, very disturbing. Every force-sensitive being could hear it. That means Rey most likely heard it as well. And almost everybody heard it. Since the force runs through everything living, everybody must have heard it. Some have a very small number of midichlorians, but everybody has midichlorians. And the Sith's call of revenge can be heard through anybody, Jedi or not.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about the hidden worlds of the Sith? What else do you know?
I know that on each one there's a Sith temple. Sith temples are like you know how Jedi temples work? They're places where Padawans where the original Jedi temple on. I think it's called Coruscant. It's actually that one. I know of one other one that's on Lothal, and it has some secrets that can be unlocked.
Like what?
Like 1, there's dead bodies at the entrance. 2, there's a bottom entrance that leads to a hidden cavern, in which a monastery where temple guards was there. If you're looking to go ahead and steal a lightsaber, go there. There's a bunch of good lightsabers there. Red, and yellow.
Nice. Careful hitting the microphone.
Sorry.
All right, anything else about the hidden worlds of the Sith?
Well, all I know is that the hidden worlds of the Sith all have like 1 spear or 2 of different ancient members of the Sith royalty. One for Exegol. There's Emperor Palpatine. There's this other ancient Sith Lord that was on Moraband, but I've yet to discover who was on Malachor. Although there was a battle at Malachor, and that's where I found out that the ancient style of lightsaber making was the crossguard one.
Cool. Can you stop picking at the table, please?
Sorry. Anyway, what else is there?
So is that all for the hidden worlds of the Sith? Nothing else you want to tell us about?
Nah.
Okay. I have a couple of questions. Who do you think, in your professional opinion, is the most powerful Sith?
Well, actually, Emperor Palpatine, after all, he did say that he was all the Sith.
All the Sith.
But Rey is all the Jedi.
Okay, so who do you think is the most powerful Jedi? Would that be Rey then, since she comes from the Emperor?
Yes. However, Rey is empowered by all the past Jedi, even those that had once turned to the dark side, but came back to the light before their death.
Okay.
Meaning that she's meaning that she's not just the most powerful Jedi. She uses the strength that every single Jedi gave her.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes total sense.
Yeah. So, and I know one other thing. You don't want to mess with Palpatine on his bad days, because he'll zappity zap yap.
Is he the only one? Is he the only one that can do the electricity with the Force?
Nope, Count Dooku could do it. And Rey actually once did it.
Really?
Yeah, didn't you see the movie where he went and...
I don't remember. I'm not as well versed in Star Wars as you.
She did. Kylo Ren pushed her. She had to fight being on the dark side. After all, she had a vision of her on the dark throne.
So is that like the strongest example of the Force, when you can do the electricity out of your hands?
The strongest example of the Sith Force was, although Rey used a combination of 2 lightsabers to deflect that right back at him.
Okay, I remember that part now.
And you remember the part where she did this?
All right, I have one more question. I think Luke's dad had a question about what determines the color of a lightsaber.
Wait.
Does anybody know that, or is that an unknown?
Wait, who asked that?
Luke's dad.
Kylo Ren? I mean...
No, your friend Luke.
Oh, yeah, Luke at Mapleview Farm. I don't exactly know. Most likely the Kyber crystal color. Kyber crystals come in all different sizes and shapes. The Kyber crystal that powered the first Death Star was humongous.
So does the color of the lightsaber really mean anything?
No, it's actually...
I know the Sith usually have red, but not always, right?
They start out with whatever they had when they were Jedi. Then the Emperor gives them a red lightsaber. I think that's how it works.
Okay. So when we were hanging out in here yesterday with Morgan and Jeff, and we should have recorded because there was some really good Star Wars discussion. Do you remember any of the questions they had for you?
Well, I'm pretty sure whether or not I would rather be a Sith or Jedi.
Yeah. Good question. So answer it. What would you rather be?
Depends on how much power. That's serious, Dad. It depends on how much power I get.
So you want the most power?
Yes.
So doesn't that automatically make you a Sith?
Well, Sith don't always gain the most power.
I feel like people, Jedi, are attracted to the dark side because of
Power?
the extra power that they're promised. Isn't that how Anakin got drawn to the dark side?
That, and he was promised greatness because he thought the Jedi weren't giving them.
Right. So that's basically extra power.
I would only go for the power that I could use. Don't care, but I wouldn't go for the evil areas. Once I had the power, zappity zap. Psh,
So
I would just betray that Sith and be.
So you would take the power of the dark side and then betray the Sith and go
Yes.
back to
being a Jedi,
but
using the power that I gained for the Jedi's advantage.
Would you be willing to sacrifice an arm and have a mechanical hand like?
One that could crush anything. And
I have no idea how strong they are.
I would, as long as it had a built-in lightsaber and it could crush and it had little claws at the end.
So you're sold on this built-in lightsaber thing?
Yep. And extra really sharp claws.
So built-in lightsaber and really sharp claws. That's where we're going? Mm-hmm. Okay. You got any other topics for discussion?
Well, actually...
I have a couple more, but you can go first.
Well, actually, I would like to hear what you have.
I was going to ask you, what is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Probably, I think it was The Phantom Menace because it had a really good lightsaber fighting scene.
So you like Episode 1?
Yes,
Which lightsaber scene? Which one is that?
the one where
Is that the one with Darth Maul?
Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Who won?
Obi-Wan Kenobi did. Qui-Gon Jinn did. Darth Maul did.
Darth Maul dead?
Yep, he died. He got sliced in half. Psst.
Never came back?
Well, he did. He did come back twice in 2 different Star Wars shows.
So the double-bladed lightsaber is not really all it's cracked up to be, huh?
Well,
How do you manage to lose?
first of all, Obi-Wan Kenobi used the Force, jumped, forward flipped over him, he grabbed a lightsaber, then cut Darth Maul in half without Darth Maul having any time to defend.
How about the way that Yoda just like flies flipping through the air? Does that seem realistic to you?
Yes.
Really?
He uses the Force and jumps. But no kidding, he does need a cane because he just flips around without even stretching.
How does he walk? He needs a cane to walk, but then he can just flip around through the air.
Well, that I can't explain.
It must be the Force, right?
Mm-hmm. Plus, it's a good disguise.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any other Star Wars topics, or should we get into some other discussion?
I don't have any more Star Wars topics.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts on the studio here?
Well, I want to put in more of these hexagon panels.
All right. Well, I think maybe we can talk to Jeff next time you see him and see where he got these hexagon panels for. I see 2 more over there.
Okay.
So here's what we're going to do next. Well, actually, did you notice the glowing lights that come out from under the table?
Cool. Where did you get those?
I don't know.
Okay. So, I think we're gonna.
Hold on, we're still talking about the studio, right?
Yeah. So
here's the vision. Right now, we're working on a big wall sticker that's going to go right here. That's going to say the studio at 10th Planet Springfield. And then over here is going to be a photo backdrop of the 10th Planet banner. Then over on the far wall, we're going to clean up some of that stuff. We're going to get a big table that Coach Pete's going to bring in, and then we're going to put a big TV up on the wall.
we're gonna watch TV here.
We can.
Yay! Wait. Let's get the new Apple kind
We
of.
could watch Star Wars and talk about it while we're watching it.
Yeah. So,
Any other current events?
well,
Something big happening this week?
um.
Last week of school?
Oh yeah, last week of school, on Friday, I'm going to be done with school. I'm going to have a very busy summer, and then I'm going to come back as a 5th grader. And if I'm lucky, no more masks, no more separations for recess.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of the way you handled the mask at school and all of that stuff at the end of the school year.
And having to leave school and go to online learning after. Well, I didn't even get to finish 3rd grade.
I know, that was tough.
And I didn't even get to. And I'm glad I'm not
I'm
even
hopeful
getting
that 5th grade is going to be a normal year for you.
a full year of school.
Last year before middle school.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have 3 years of middle school. Then I'm gonna be in high school. Then after that, I'm gonna probably, when I finally graduate high school, I'll be off on my way to well, anywhere actually. I'm willing to find a good a well-paying. I'm gonna see what job gets a good well-paying job and get a good degree for it, and then voila.
Nice.
Although it'll have to be a degree that doesn't take too many years, because I'm not going to go to school for like 4, 8, or 10 more
We got
years.
plenty of time to figure that out.
Yeah.
Let's jump ahead to next week. You know what we're doing next week?
We're getting a new puppy!
Puppy!
And if I'm lucky...
We got to go see the puppies last week, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, they jumped all over me.
How many puppies are there?
or 11.
11 puppies.
Like, I've never seen any more puppies in my life.
She opened up the kennel, and they all came pouring out and climbed on Tay.
They even tried to eat me alive. They were hungry.
How cute were they?
Great. Although I felt
Great.
like I'm glad none of them peed on me.
Me too.
Although I almost stepped in doo-doo.
You gotta watch out when there's that many puppies around.
They're gonna, as in talking about their poop.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What else could doo-doo be?
Their balls.
I don't think anyone's ever used that name before.
Yeah, anyway.
All right, you got any jokes for us to close this out?
Well, what do you call a late tour bus?
A light tour bus?
A late tour bus.
A late tour bus? I don't know. What?
A long way. It's a long way to our concert.
Why do I feel like you just made that up as we were going?
Cause I had no clue.
You don't have any jokes lined up?
Well, I haven't told this one about the book.
Let's hear it.
What do you get when you throw a bunch of books in the ocean?
I don't know. What?
A tidal wave.
I think you've told us that one before.
How about,
That was a good one, though. That was my favorite joke that you used to tell.
what about, why did the kid eat his homework?
Why?
Because he said it was a piece of cake.
Very
His
funny.
teacher. Anyway, now I think let's wrap this up. Thank you for watching Lightsabers, listening and watching Lightsabers, Jokes, and More. I will see you next time. Keep listening. Make sure to buy a lot of 10th Planet gear, and like 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu Springfield gear, and soon to be coming Lightsabers, Jokes, and More gear.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
And enable those notifications and leave a like down below.